Hi-ho, everyone, and welcome back to the adventures of Turwinkle, the Gnome Mage. Well, hi, Turwinkle.
Hi there.
Are you all set for tonight?
Sure.
Well, great, because tonight we're going to go talk with the Blood Elf Guild, the Phoenix Guard. And so, without further ado, we are going to go hop in a warlock closet and go and talk with this wonderful, wonderful guild. So let's get to it. Alrighty, folks, as you can see, we made it safely to Eversong Wood here, thanks to the porting quote-unquote closet by the the Phoenix Guard. And so without further ado, let us go and meet them. Alrighty, folks, and we found them, and here they are, the Phoenix Guard. Boy, they look great. They've got a nice straight line back there, and right at the front here, we have the officers. Hello.
Hello.
And so that would be the commander of the Phoenix Guard, Anathia. And Anathia, you have brought a great group of folks with you here tonight.
Oh, thank you.
And right up front, you have your officers with you, and it looks like we have Irene. She's the captain of the Phoenix Guard. She's Irene the Magic Seeker, a level 90 Blood Elf Paladin. Hello.
Hello.
Next to her it's Thalos, captain of the Phoenix Guard. He is Thalos of the Silver Moon. Again, level 90 Blood Elf Paladin. Hello, sir.
Hello.
And last but not least of the officers up front here, we have Ashari as captain of the Phoenix Guard, and that is Ashari of Silver Moon also, and is level 90 Blood Elf Rogue. And so wonderful. And so, folks, when we come back, we are going to meet the folks that Anathia has brought with her tonight. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and we are back, and we are going to meet the fine folks that Anathia has brought with her. So let us meet those folks, ma'am.
Okay. At the very end, we have Silmata Mornstrider, who is a very recent recruit into our Shadow unit.
Alrighty, awesome. Next.
Next to her is Divinia Bladesun, who is a member of our Sword unit, and she also does a fair amount of archaeological digs up in Northrend. And I believe she has a storyline coming up for that soon.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome. And who do we have next here?
Next to Divinia is Senes Blackfire. He's the only warlock to be recruited into the Phoenix Guard Iceli.
Oh, okay, wow. Alrighty.
Next to him, we have Niara Muteki, who is an auxiliary mage within the Guard, and she does a lot of support work with portals and whatnot.
Great. And next here?
This is Ruthar Rone Strider, who is a shadow unit in the Phoenix Guard, as well as a forward scout and tracker.
I love the goggles. Alrighty, next.
Next to him is Hyladius Dorenin, who is one of the sword units of the Phoenix Guard and our resident battle tank and forge smith.
Those are some great shoulders he's got on there. Alrighty, next.
This is Asen Bloodwrath, who is our newest recruit as of today, and he will be joining our shield unit as a medic.
Wow, and yeah, he definitely has quite the shield there, so looks like he's well prepared. Next.
This is Crowley Dawnsinger, who is a member of our Shadow unit as well, and he does a lot of scouting work for the Guard.
Alrighty, what I love about all your members here so far is they have some wonderful gear.
They're very stylish.
Alrighty, next.
Next we have Zinral Frostbane, who is a member of our auxiliary unit, the only Death Knight to date to work with the Phoenix Guarding character.
All right. Next.
This is Wyleth Riverwalker, who's actually used to be captain of the Shadow Unit, but has since been reassigned and now serves as an auxiliary member.
All right. Next one here.
This is Cyralis Runeweaver. She is an emissary of the Phoenix Guard, which is our newest rank for political attendance and community RP. And she's incidentally the director of the Thalassian Citizens Hospice, which we participate in as well.
Oh, what is that?
Would you like to take this one, Cyralis? Is she listening?
Yeah, I am sorry. The hospice is basically an IC hospital located in the capital in the whole of Respite. Um, it's basically to head off the Healers Union for the Horde.
Oh, awesome. That sounds like a great RP concept. Alrighty, last but certainly not least.
The end of the line here is Desolate. She is a member of the Shadow Unit of the Phoenix Guard. Kind of our resident troublemaker, but we love her anyways.
Yeah, there's always one, isn't there, ma'am?
There is.
Alrighty, folks. Well, what a great group of folks you've brought with you here tonight. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we are going to start learning about this wonderful guild they call home, the Phoenix Guard. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks. We are back. And so, Anathia, how did you come up with the name the Phoenix Guard?
Phoenix Guard was originally an RP group several years ago on Wyrmrest Accord that was formed from an idea tossed between two different players in 2010, I believe. And since then, it has grown and evolved. And in July of 2013, it was formed as a guild that we see today.
Oh, awesome. So how long has the guild been around then?
The official group or the guild in particular?
The guild.
The guild has been around since July 2013, so about 6-7 months.
Okay, and has it always been here on Wyrmrest Accord?
Yes, it has.
Great. And so, what is the Phoenix Guard? Are you guys a military type guild? What kind of guild is it?
Exactly. We're a military guild, blood elf only, and our focus is the defense of the Sindori homelands as well as interests of Quel'Thalas abroad.
Well, excellent. And blood elf only. So no Forsaken or trolls or orcs.
Not at the moment, no.
Oh, so you might bend a little on that rule?
It's something that we've been talking about, but I'm not sure when it would actually happen.
Okay, all right. So for those folks that don't have a blood elf, there might be a chance. If you have a really good storyline, you may be able to wheedle your way in. But if you do have a blood elf, it looks like you are golden. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, great. So folks, when we come back, we're going to learn a little bit more about the history of the Phoenix Guard and a little bit more about their RP style. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, and so we are back. And unfortunately, Snips had to go early tonight, and he is much beloved by the guild, and so they lovingly call him Snips. So hopefully we will catch Snips sometime down the line. But with that said, ma'am, when we talk about the Phoenix Guard, are you folks a heavy, medium, light RP guild?
I would classify us as a heavy RP guild.
Okay. And do you folks do anything other than RP? Do you have any like PvP or raiding going on?
We don't have any current tier rating teams or any current PvP. We do LFR. We have a couple people working on their cloaks, and we do older content for the the lovely transmog gear you've seen today, as well as guild achievements.
Oh, great. And so if someone comes into the guild and they're looking to go on dungeon runs and that sort of thing, you folks are doing those on a regular basis?
Yeah, we try to do them pretty often. We will definitely help you look fabulous.
Awesome. And so what is the story behind the Phoenix Guard? What is your guys' storyline?
The storyline kind of tends to follow different events within the Warcraft lore. Since we are a military guild sworn to protect Quel'Thalas, our interests can follow whatever the Regent Lord says. For instance, over the summer, we were supporting the Darkspear Rebellion and the Siege of Orgrimmar as well.
Alrighty. And so how was the guild formed, Icely?
Ideally, when we founded the guild, we had an NPC named Tyrella Sunstorm who recommissioned the Phoenix Guard after a period of inactivity for the purpose of going over to Kalimdor and fighting.
All right. Well, awesome. And so, folks, when we come back, we're going to start talking about how you get into the Phoenix Guard. Well, first of all, as was mentioned earlier, you got to be a blood elf at this point in time. And so we'll get a little more into what other requirements are set to get into the guild. So we'll be right back with those. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And so, Anathia, let's say Turwinkle's watching this episode, or someone's watching this episode, and they have a blood elf, and they're looking for a guild, and they see this episode, and again, they're excited about what you guys are doing and want to join your guild. So let's talk about that. Who do they talk to?
Typically, members can talk to myself as guildmaster or any of our officers or captains. We'll happily answer questions and refer you to the website. Same with if you catch anyone else who is online about recruitment, they'll send you to our website as well.
And what is the address of your website?
It's phoenixguard.shifter.com.
Oh, excellent. And so there's an application that they would fill out there?
There is a little application. It's mostly an out-of-character screening process to see kind of who you are, how you maybe mesh with the guild, as well as what times you would be available for roleplay events to help us schedule.
Oh, well, great. And so is there an age restriction to joining the Phoenix Guard?
Not officially, but we do try to keep our membership around or over the age of 18 due to the fairly mature nature of roleplay within the guild, such as violence, gore, us being a military unit, as well as ethical dilemmas of being within the military.
Okay. And how about a level requirement?
We do not have a level requirement. If you're a level 10 character and you're a fantastic role player, we will happily take you.
All right, I guess that brings us right to that next question. Are you only taking experienced RPers, or would you take someone new to role playing?
Phoenix Guard is aimed towards more experienced role players who are familiar with Blizzard's lore for Blood Elves.
Oh, okay. Well, excellent. And so is there an in-character interview then as well?
Yes, there is. To accompany the out-of-character application, once that gets accepted, we'll bring you into the guild as an initiate, and you'll be responsible for the in-character induction, is what we call it. It's mostly geared towards having a player come up with an RP hook for being in the story, or in the guild, rather.
Oh, okay. So just something to the effect of RPing a way of making a storyline that incorporates you as a guild then?
Mm-hmm. So, for instance, we've had characters who have, heard of the Phoenix Guard and wanted to apply, and they've sent letters, to the leadership about being recruited, or they come out to our pavilion or find us within the city.
Oh, well, great. All right, folks. So when we come back, Turwinkle has made it into the guild, and we'll find out what happens next. So hold on to your seats. We'll be right back. All right, folks, and we are back. And so Turwinkle has passed the online application and has passed the uh, in-game interview. He was given orders to report to the Phoenix Guard as he was being transferred from another division into the Phoenix Guard. And and so here he is, brand new recruit, ma'am, to the Phoenix Guard. So what rules do I have to follow now within your guild?
Well, out of character, we have a pretty simple rule, which is covered on our guild charters page on the website. For the sake of not being profane, it's be kind to each other, or to channel Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other.
Okay, excellent. So the golden rule, basically, do unto others as you would have them
Exactly.
do. You bet. And you'll find that a lot of guilds out there, that seems to be their number one rule is, just be kind, and you'll and expect to get that in return. So awesome. Now, in game, what are the guild rules?
Since we are a military unit, kind of expected standards of behavior are included, such as, you know, decorum, dress nicely, be armed when you're on duty, don't, screw around when you're on duty, etc. We have a full list of the in character code of conduct on our guild website as well.
Oh, great. Now, is that a lengthy list?
I think there's like 6 or 7 things on there, and it's mostly decorum related items.
So, what happens if you break one of those rules?
We sent you to Irene
Oh, no. And do most people return?
in pieces. I'm kidding. They might be a little shaken, but they'll survive.
Okay. Now, where would I be placed within the guild as a new recruit?
As a new recruit, you'll be put in as an initiate until you do your in character interview, as well as post your character's dossier or profile on the guild website.
Okay, and what happens next?
After you do those two things, you'll be promoted to full membership within the guild. Our ranks are not so much ranks of seniority as they are different divisions within the guild based on your character's skill set.
Already, and what are those divisions, ma'am?
We have the swords, who are our heavy melee hitters, and we have the shields, who are our menders and magisters and scholarly types. We have our shadows, who are rogues, hunters, and sneaky folks. We also have our new rank for emissary, which is the political attachments of the guild. They kind of keep us abreast of political situations happening in Silvermoon. And we also have our auxiliary unit for individuals who maintain an on-call status but aren't full members.
Okay, great. And I guess that brings up that question. Do you allow alts?
We do allow in-character alts. We just ask that the character you applied on be your main focus.
Okay, and how many members do you have in the Phoenix Guard?
As of today, we have 35 active individual accounts.
Well, great. So, folks, when we come back, we're going to look at the divisions a little closer and find out what those are about. So, we'll be right back with more information on that. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And so, we are going to discuss the divisions within the Phoenix Guard. And so, starting us off is Irene. And so, Irene, what division do you run?
I run the sword rank. Basically, they're the general rank for combat-focused members such as Blood Knights, Farstriders, Spellbreakers, and the other heavy hitters that Blood Elves are known to have. They are the ones in the front lines who like to get up close and personal with the enemies. I will also mention this is probably the most disciplined rank in the guild because they are commanded by the infamous Captain Dustbane.
All right, and you do rule that division with an iron fist, is from what I've from what I've heard.
Oh, yes.
And you're also the one that handles all the disciplinary action, is that correct?
Pretty close, yes. Anathia likes to send people to Irene so that she can strike the fear of God into them.
And so, who have you seen the most?
That would be our resident troublemaker, Desolé.
Okay, well, awesome. So the next division is run by Thalius, and so
Phyllis.
what is it? Thalius?
Phyllis.
Phyllis. Okay, sorry.
Phelan.
It's okay.
Turwinkle's horrible with names. I'm awesome with them, but Turwinkle's horrible. And so, what division do you run?
I run the shields, which consist of our healers or menders and our mages or other support people. We have our scholars who tends to go towards their studies or archaeology.
Archaeology, sure.
Thank you. Yes. And deal with any various artifacts we might find. The healers, of course, focus primarily on making sure everybody stays alive before, after, and during any missions.
Okay, awesome. And what do you like most about your division?
Oh goodness, I like everything. Everybody's a lot more laid back than say probably with Irene and her swords. We've also started recently running a healers clinic that we get together and we kind of share our knowledge of various healing techniques. And it doesn't only consist of like magical healing. We plan to talk about first aid, basic medic training, and anything else anybody else has to share. So.
Well, awesome. Alrighty, and the next division is run by Ashari, but unfortunately she does not have access to her mic tonight. So, Anathia, if you could describe that division for us.
Sure. The Shadow Division is comprised of a lot of Farstriders, rogues, and hunters, as well as our resident warlock. They primarily do scouting missions, sneaky type things for the guild. They'll scout, for instance, an area where the swords and menders will be sent in later.
Oh, well, awesome.
And Ashari also hosts bi-weekly training seminars where they kind of test their sneaky skills.
Okay. Well, that's great. So wonderful. It sounds like there's a place for anybody coming into the guild to do things with. Now, how do you get promoted within the guild?
As far as our general divisions go, we've actually maxed out our guild ranks. So once you're in a division, you'll stay there unless you're promoted to an officer, which is captain later down the road.
Oh, well, great. So, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the things that were mentioned here in regards to guild events. So we'll be right back with more information about what the Phoenix Guard does, so in regards to those guild events. So we'll be right back with that. And we are back, folks, and we did fail to mention a division within the Phoenix Guard, and that would be...
Actually, two divisions within the Phoenix Guard. We have our emissary rank, which is our newest rank. As we mentioned briefly before, Cyralis Runeweaver is the first emissary. She is in the guild strictly as a civilian. She is stationed permanently within Silvermoon City as to help with menders on an on-call basis, as well as attend political and military gatherings and whatnot to kind of keep the guild leadership abreast of what's going on in Silvermoon.
Oh, great. And the other would be?
The other one would be our auxiliary unit, which comprises of characters who help with the guild on an on-call basis. For example, we have Niara, who works on portals and transport and things of that nature. We have Zinrael Frostbane, who is our resident Death Knight, who assists with training and forging weapons and dealing with dark magic.
Well, great. And so, when it comes to guild meetings, do you guys have weekly meetings or monthly, or how often do you have guild meetings?
We're pretty laid back as far as guild meetings go. We haven't had very many formal in-character meetings since so many of us gather together on a regular basis just through roleplay.
Oh, okay. And you talked a little bit about some guild events, but do you guys have something that you do each month as far as guild events go?
We try to have a variety of things going on each month. For example, Thalis mentioned our Menders Clinic, and we're hoping to have that be a monthly event, open to the community as well as we kind of figure more of it out.
Okay, and it sounds like in your divisions you have classes that you do. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead and expand on that a little bit.
As I mentioned earlier, Ashari does the biweekly training for shadows. Recently, they did a scavenger hunt out in the Ghostlands to kind of work on their sneaking and stalking skills.
Oh, wonderful. And who won that scavenger event?
The Shadows had worked as a team to get through a bunch of obstacles and traps that had been set up. So they had to reach a goal within a certain time limit
Oh,
and turn
did
over the trinket to Ashari.
okay, did they make it?
They did. The Shadows made it with, I think, a minute or two over, but they made their goal.
Oh, well, I don't know, ma'am. If it was a minute or two over, I think they have to do it again until they get it right.
And that's why they're scheduled every 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, I'm sure Shari's going to work them into a fine, well-oiled machine. So that's great. Awesome. So you guys constantly have things going on then, is that correct?
That is correct. We also have a function on our guild website called the Job Board, which is for small scale missions between larger campaigns. For instance, last night we just had a job board event that was a mission to Northrend that was hosted by Senis, Niara, and Thalis. And
Great.
so with the job board, people can sign up for a different category of mission. For example, they can be like an action adventure where they get to smash things, an adventure mission where they get to explore, a subtlety mission where they have to be spies, essentially, or diplomacy missions.
Well, fantastic. So it sounds like there's a lot of fun things going on. And so, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about their current storyline and see what the Phoenix Guard is up to currently. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And so, what is the Phoenix Guard up to currently?
Currently, the Phoenix Guard is licking their wounds in their base of operations as a result of their Northrend campaign that happened last night.
Oh no, what happened?
We went to some Nerubian caverns, rescued our resident warlock, and rolled like crap.
So, in the story, what were you rolling against?
We were rolling against a variety of necromancer creations. There's some abominations and other nasty things.
And from what I hear, ma'am, your main nemesis was a tree?
That is correct.
Uh, can you explain that a little bit? What happened with the tree?
I think this may be a question best given to Senis, who is the dungeon master for this particular campaign.
Alrighty, ma'am. And if you could set the scene for us.
There was actually three dungeon masters in control of one boss each. The tree boss was actually Niara's boss. It was a two-headed Vrykruel bone skeleton thing. And guards managed to chase it off, but the abomination threw a tree on the way back. And half the guards rolled terribly and they were on the ground in like 2 seconds.
Oh no! And so I imagine the shields were pretty busy after this campaign.
Oh yes, we were. We were very busy when everybody returned home and during.
Well, wonderful. It sounds like a lot of fun, guys.
Oh, it really is.
So, folks, when we come back, we're going to get to my favorite part of the interview, and that's where we talk to the members within the Phoenix Guard as to what they enjoy about being in this great guild. So, we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, up first is Zinrail. He's auxiliary of the Phoenix Guard. He's Zinrail the Undying, his level 90 Blood Elf Death Knight. Sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Phoenix Guard?
The one thing that I really like about the Phoenix Guard is it's the fact that there's always something going on, but it's deeper than that. It's being able to be involved with all these people and knowing that no matter what you do, you're going to run into somebody who's cool and has something interesting and unique going on. And it's really great to be able to be a part of that. Anybody from Irene to Haladius, who's I think it's kind of a question mark to some of the Phoenix Guard because he just sits there and looks big and bulky.
Well,
And they
awesome.
all have something cool going on, and they're all pretty welcoming about either being involved with you or getting you involved with whatever they have going.
Well, that is a great answer, sir. Thank you very much. Alrighty, up next, folks, is Desolé. She's part of the Shadow Division of the Phoenix Guard. She's level 84 Blood Elf Rogue, and we asked Desolé what she enjoys about being in the Phoenix Guard. And she says, okay, my favorite thing about the Guard so far is the delicate IC and OOC balance between being a very disciplined, driven military guild and yet managing to allow reasonable space for personal character growth, individual plot lines, and troublemaking. Funsies. Desolé is the resident causer of trouble and gatherer of non-mission injuries. And while we've managed to keep her in the guild, there's a lot of IC and even OOC communication on how she has to get her act together and start curbing her crazy tendencies. And it's even an extreme pleasure to have the room and the collaboration to do RP and even an entire character development plotlights in a very military guild, which is just a wonderful, wonderful answer. So thank you very much, Desolé. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And up next we have Sorales, emissary of the Phoenix Guard. Sorales of the Light of Dawn is a level 90 Blood Elf Priest. And ma'am, what do you enjoy about being in the Phoenix Guard?
Well, I'm relatively newish to the Phoenix Guard, despite knowing some of the guild members prior to me joining. But I found that they were immediately welcoming to both myself and the character. Also, coming from a PvE, PvP background with a transition into the realm of RP, the Phoenix Guard really caters to all aspects of the game for me, and I really enjoyed how helpful and social they are.
Oh, well, great answer. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, folks, up next is Haladius. He's the sword of the Phoenix Guard. He's Haladius of the Nightfall. He's a level 90 Blood Elf Paladin. And so, sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Phoenix Guard?
Biggest thing to me is the standard of writing. I enjoy roleplay. I've been doing it for several years now, and there's a lot of quality in the Phoenix Guard. It's a good group of people. They got a lot of talent between them, both in the game and out of the game. It's just a very nice experience writing with them and progressing storylines.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Not a problem.
Alrighty, folks, up next is Senis, the lonely warlock within the guild. He's part of the Shadow Group. Fire Lord Senis is a level 90 Blood Elf warlock. And so, Senis, what do you enjoy about being in the Phoenix Guard?
In character, I really enjoy playing the lone warlock, actually sowing like discord and distrust in the ranks of all the paladins and priests. Out of character, I really appreciate the officers being really accommodating and letting the members talk to them about anything that's bothering them. And they were also very accommodating when I pitched my Undead Abomination campaign up in Northrend.
Oh, great. So they allow you to use your RP the way you would like in the game and allow you to make campaigns. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, great. Excellent answer. Thank you very much. Up next is Ruthar, Shadow division of the Phoenix Guard. It's Ruthar of the Shattered Sun, a level 90 Blood Elf Hunter. And so, sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Phoenix Guard?
I would definitely have to say the rich and varied community I've come across. I've had the fortune to meet some really talented creative folks with artists and writers and even fellow musicians. I've got to collaborate with some really fantastic works with many of the artists I've come across on both in Phoenix Guard and Warmest Accord. And it's certainly a pleasure to be working alongside those folks.
Well, great. That is awesome to hear. Thank you very much. Alrighty, folks, and we are back with the commander herself, Anathia, commander of the Phoenix Guard. She's Anathia, the Light of Dawn, a level 90 Blood Elf Paladin. And ma'am, what do you enjoy about leading this band of motley elves?
I definitely have to say it's the quality of player, both in character and out of character. In character, there's many different character types, storylines, and all sorts of fun stuff that we get to plan and have fun with. And out of character, I'd say that they're some of the most awesome people I have met in the game so far and had the pleasure of playing with. They're kind, creative, very fun people to play with.
Well, if they're anything like they've been tonight, I can see why you find that they're a great group, because we've really had a lot of fun here tonight, and I've enjoyed spending the time with them this evening, so I can understand that being the case. And really, a good indicator of how well a guild is doing is by its leadership. And from what I can see here, everybody enjoys the vision that you have for the guild and really are kind of going in the same direction with you, which is also nice. So excellent job to you, ma'am, and to the guild. So folks, when we come back, we're going to see what final thoughts we have on the Phoenix Guard. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks. And so, Anathia, what would you like to tell the folks out there that maybe we haven't covered in the interview about the Phoenix Guard?
Recruitment is open. We are definitely always on the lookout for awesome and creative people who feel their characters would fit in with the guild. If you have any questions or interest in the guild, we highly recommend checking out our website or hitting one of us up in game, and we'll happily answer any questions that you have.
Alrighty, any upcoming campaigns or the like?
We do. We have a couple things in the works. We have a mission that will get us together with the Argent Crusade for a little bit, as well as a long campaign that I have planned out that will take us to Outland to work with the Scryers.
Oh, wow, excellent. That sounds exciting. And so, wonderful. Well, folks, when we come back, Turwinkle will give his final farewells to this wonderful guild, the Phoenix Guard. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks. Well, it has been a wonderful evening. We want to thank everybody for their patience here tonight and for all their wonderful answers to all of Turwinkle's pestering questions. We've certainly had a great time. And so, folks, if you have a Blood Elf here on Warmest Accord and you're looking to join a great guild, I don't think you could do very much better than the Phoenix Guard. So thank you folks very much, and folks, we will see Turwinkle back in the hinterlands with his final thoughts on this fabulous guild.
See you later.
Thank you, Turwinkle.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you for coming.
Alrighty, folks, we made it safe and sound back to the hinterlands, and boy, Turwinkle, what a great group, weren't they?
Indubitably.
You bet. So let's give the Phoenix Guard a wonderful thank you.
Thank you.
So, folks, if you like this episode, click that like button. If you'd like to comment on this episode or on this guild, please do so below. Let us know what you liked and what you didn't. And finally, if you'd like to subscribe, well, we would love to have you, so hit that subscription button tonight. Well, Turwinkle, excellent job as always, sir. And Turwinkle, we will catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.